So we're over here at DCA. We're in Avengers campus, and we are over by where the construction walls are up. You can kind of see a little bit over the wall. You can see, I guess, like some of the vehicles that are constructing for the expansion of Avengers Campus with Infinity Defense, and I think over this direction is where the Stark Flight Lab is going to go, but beyond the walls in this direction. We still don't know what is to make of the Doctor Strange Sanctum. I don't know if they're going to keep that or if it's going to be part of the queue for Stark Flight Lab. I'm not 100% sure.
I think that, if they're not going to have a show there, get rid of it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about the Hyperion. I know a lot of fans love the Hyperion, and I respect that. But at the end of the day, if you're not going to do anything with it, why have that there? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
we'll see. But dirt is being moved. We are getting some, action over here, which is good.
Yeah, and actually to the extra start of it too, right over here they have this walking path. Yes, I just say walking path.
You said, yeah, like an East Coaster, bro.
East Coaster.
We're on the West Coast now.
Yeah.
Walkway is sufficient.
That they have blocked off right now. That is the connecting path from Avengers Campus over into Cars Land. And on the wall here it says Stark Industries, building a legacy, inspiring future generations of heroes. Which that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I dig that. Yeah.
You can kind of, see like this is where it's going to begin, like with the connection. I think they're going to build a new bathroom.
Yeah.
That'll be interconnected with what's beyond this wall here for the future expansion of the campus itself. But when it comes to the Sanctum, I hope they actually keep it, but I hope they keep it for the sake that they'd bring back the Doctor Strange show.
Should we head over there and check it out?
Yeah, we could check it out.
Let's do that. Yeah, if they bring it back, keep it 100%. If they're not going to bring it back, though...
Oh, yeah, it's a waste of space. Like, do something with it,
yeah.
You know? But I actually thought this was, like, a really cool part.
It's a cool show, cool little spot. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, because they used to have like everyone kind of like in their own circles here, and then he would do the show and call out a Marvel Avenger out of the door. Like sometimes it could be Thor, sometimes it'd be Black Widow,
sometimes it'll be the Italiano.
Yeah, never know who comes out the door. But as I said, I actually like the inner sanctum, as I said, but. Now, I do know that they utilize this space, too, for Oogie Boogie Bash.
Yeah.
So, I'm wondering, like, would they keep it solely just for that purpose?
Maybe it's possible, I don't know. I don't know if it's a big enough thing, though, during Oogie Boogie Bash that they would really care enough.
Yeah. I personally think that it's going to be extended queue space for Stark Flight Lab.
That's what I'm thinking, too, bro. Like, I really do believe it's going to be integrated into these attractions in probably Stark Flight Lab.
Yeah,
it's the most likely because that's the one closest to that.
Yeah,
to the Doctor Strange rectum. Oh, it's sanctum. Sorry.
Sanctum. Yeah. Did you do that on purpose or did you?
I was messing around.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that'd be kind of sad if you really thought that's what it was called.
No.
Oh, that's great.
Doctor Strange rectum.
Rectum, yeah. Now that's going into your inner sanctum.
It is. That's very inner.
Now, actually, as we're walking past through Avengers Hallway or Avengers Campus.
Shout out to Hey Ricky, by the way.
Yes.
Because he came up with that, and
yeah,
he is absolutely a friend of the channel. We got the honor to hang out with him yesterday.
Yeah, literally hang out with him
the whole day, and he is a fun dude and really good guy and brilliant, really.
Yeah, in his own right, like he, the way that he is articulate and the way he breaks things down, the way he thinks, it's very interesting to like watch him work.
Yeah, absolutely,
and just to hang out as a friend.
Yeah.
Now go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and coming out of the campus, speaking of something of a god-awful eyesore.
Well, yes, that. But real quick though, George, before we move on to that, if you can focus on this real quick.
Yes.
from what I understand, this is courtesy of Theme Park Wizard. There are some permits to make this whole area seating.
Oh, interesting.
And there's gonna be like an awning and everything. So he Theme Park Wizard, and check him out on YouTube. He's amazing. But
So
this whole area will be converted into seating.
That's interesting.
So and honestly, I mean, I think it's a smart move because.
But there really isn't no seating anywhere in the campus.
Avengers Campus, or Avengers Hallway, as Ricky calls it, is really like abysmal when it comes to like seating. If you want to eat and stuff, and like there's nowhere to really sit.
Yeah. But this right here, like, I get what they were trying to do of the front. It still like has that DCA 1.0, but like all this right here, like I call it the scaffolding. It's like,
I don't know. It's not great.
It's a huge building and it like takes up so much room.
And they're trying to clean it up a little bit. Like if you look over here, I think there's some pretty cool murals, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, let me look. Oh, maybe not. No, they covered them up. Okay, maybe not. But yeah, this is an area that I think needs a lot.
But I mean, like, look how much space. Like, just the holding queue of like people waiting to get into the theater.
Yeah.
Like you had the orchestra balcony, mezzanine. It's like, but all this, just this alone, look how much space
is wasted on nothing because they don't have a show.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I have patience and I have like whatever. There's leeway involved here, right? There's context, right? Context is important. So like if they have a show in here, a really amazing show, I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, this is an eyesore, but you know what? Let's go ahead and forgive that because we have an amazing stage show. But if you're not going to have the stage show and then you're going to also have the eyesore, that it doesn't work for OG. You know what I'm saying? Like I need either one or the other. Like I don't know. Like for me, if you're not going to have a show in there, get rid of the whole theater and let's move on. Clearly Disney isn't really fully invested in this space. They're just not, dude.
Yeah, so you have all this, and there's Abby all the way down there.
There she is.
But yeah, you have like all this.
I'm sure she loves you focusing on her when she's trying to chill out.
Yeah. So you have all this space right here. You have the theater itself that if you knock out to like where the square footing of this thing is going to alleviate all room. And then you have what's behind it, which is like a little bit of the backstage area.
Yeah.
And then you have the back lot that's beyond further down. And then you have that expansion back there for the bus load unload area. See, if you wipe all that out,
it's a lot of room, dude.
I don't know. That might be for Pandora.
Let's head over there.
Yeah,
let's do it. We're walking and talking, dude.
We
haven't done a walk and talk in a while.
It's been a while. Yeah, we have not done a walk and talk in a while. So, what a great way to do a walk and talk 70th anniversary celebration edition.
Because the 70th is not just a celebration of the past, but it's also a celebration of the future.
Yes.
Because Disneyland has a very bright future. DCA is part of that future. So, yeah, let's talk about it, dude. Yeah, this area right here, I mean, if you're not going to have a show, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Let's go over here and check out the rest of Hollywoodland. This whole area is very expendable. Now, we talked a lot with our friend Tyler about this, where ideally, I think, a Zootopia would be perfect for this.
Yes.
Because you're going from like a very urban environment, which is Hollywoodland, into like a very urban environment, which is Zootopia. You can even keep our beloved red car trolley, but I don't think Disney's going to go in that direction. I think if anything happens, I think it'll be Pandora. I really do.
And here's the thing. Nick and Judy was meeting and greeting here when they had Grizzly River down. But you know what? Before we head into the back lot, I spot a platypus.
Oh, do you? You spot a platypus?
I spot Patty the platypus.
Uh-oh. Happy birthday.
I knew you wouldn't be looking at no Perry. Oh, my Lord have mercy.
I'm wishing somebody happy birthday, George.
Yes. Everyone, I didn't get it on camera, but all of you who know my bro OG, if you know, you know. He was wishing someone a happy birthday. and you can kind of take a guess of the algorithm.
The algorithm, exactly.
So we got Patty the platypus.
He's so
Let me
cute.
see if I can get him. We got Patty the platypus.
I know exactly.
He is cute. He is doing basically a random kind of debut that they
Pretty
were.
cool, actually.
Yeah, it is really cool. You know, they just kind of threw it in there. And Phineas and Ferb is coming back in a big way. So, what a way to.
It's amazing that that franchise is what, like 20 years
Yeah,
old at this
like,
point. I
yeah.
mean, that's crazy.
So that was cool. So, we had a platypus sighting.
Watch your mouth, young man.
And, but in any but in any sense,
Birthday sighting.
yes. And on top of OG having a birthday sighting, you know. But so anyway, sorry, we were coming back. So we're gonna walk in here, and this is the back lot area. And this is where potentially, see, I think this is what the common misconception is, because anytime you think of Pandora, you just think of this area, and you don't see the expansion
There's
behind
a huge
it.
amount. To put it in perspective, the area behind Monsters, that busload unload area, would double this back area right here. Would
Yes.
double it in Anchorage. So it's definitely like a big space, and they can do a lot with it. And this is really like, for me, kind of like the going sort of what's the word for it? Like my leading theory for Pandora right now. I kind of feel like this is what they really want to do.
Yeah.
If they can kill two birds with one stone. It's not really like, what's the word for it? Like they can fix the Hollywood issue, and at the same time add their big $1 billion IP.
Exactly.
Right. Where Symbol, yeah, you have a clean slate. Like there's no issue there with the clean slate. But at the end of the day, though, like you still have to come over here though and address Hollywoodland, right?
Right.
So if you replace Hollywoodland with Pandora, you kill two birds with one stone. So
And then you have these like massive show buildings with the Monsters Inc. ride. So I mean, if you happen to take those out, that's alleviating all room up itself. Hmm? Oh. And then yeah, the only thing is they would just have to try to work something out with the monorail.
yeah, I mean, and that's a pretty easy fix. I mean, if they can reroute the Rivers of America for
Yeah, they
Star
can.
Wars, I think they can pretty much figure out that issue, And I think, James Cameron is not gonna like. I think it's an easy fix.
Yeah.
Not easy, but like something they can work around.
I guess maybe if they decide to do like a tunnel, for the people of the monorail.
Yeah.
But for us, it's rock work.
Right. Right. Exactly. Rock work, or like a rock tunnel, whatever.
What value on it? Because like 10. It is interesting.
All right. Let's head on here. I want to show you something real quick. In terms of like the animation building in regards to the whole expansion.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea.
Now the animation building, it's connected to. Is it PIMS on the opposite side?
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what I want to touch upon, because they're building that new bathroom
Right.
over there, in between Cars Land and Avengers Campus. Now, a lot of fans are kind of like, I don't know, like I feel like they're kind of blowing it off, like as just sort of like, well, we need another restroom. I don't know. For me personally, and we'll kind of walk past and kind of show you all, but like I feel like the restrooms are kind of close, and I feel like in terms of, I feel like there's something going on with that. Like I feel like they're adding a restroom so they can replace a restroom. Now, if they replace the restroom that's currently there in Avengers Campus, that could lead to a corridor into Hollywoodland.
Right.
And that could potentially mean more, either maybe like an Avengers ride over here in the in the animation building, or something else. But I feel like they're looking to get rid of that current restroom over there in Avengers Campus, and they're building another one over there in between Cars Land and Avengers Campus to sort of like offset. And I could be wrong. I'm totally speculating right now.
Do you think they would do that for more like walking room? You know, because when they add more, because you have to think the
Right.
expansion is going to be majority of the attractions themselves.
Exactly.
So would they then want to make more walking room because it's going to be a big clutter of people all
Right.
together?
Well, let's say for example, right, if they're gonna turn, we just talked about it, right, Hollywood Land. If they turn that into Pandora, I can see why they would want to get rid of the restroom over there in Avengers Campus, because that could potentially be as George and the East Coast would say, a walking path, a walking path into the new Pandora area.
Yes.
So it makes sense. So they're going to build that restroom over there, over between Cars Land and Avengers, right?
Right.
They're going to get that up and going. Then they're going to bulldoze the current restroom, and then they can kind of have that as a kind of gateway into the new Pandora. For me, it kind of makes sense, but I mean, again, I'm speculating, but I just feel like there's more like behind the scenes, and there's like a deeper meaning behind this restroom situation than a lot of fans are giving credit to. And again, I could be wrong, but I just feel like there's something to it, because I feel like the bathrooms are kind of set kind of close.
Yeah, and that's kind of like an odd decision for Disney to do two bathrooms like so close. So why would they be putting another one in so they can offset the other one?
Right. So let's see. Let's go over there. I'll let you go ahead, and Abby. If we go into like, okay, so right here, let's show them where the current bathroom is in regards to where the new bathroom is going to supposedly go.
Right.
Right. Okay. So if we go over here. So the old bathrooms. This is Pim's kitchen right over here on the right.
And that's the opposite side of the animation building from Hollywoodland.
Right, exactly. This Pim's kitchen, but so right against Hollywoodland. And then right here is the restroom. Okay.
Right.
So that's that's the restroom right there, right behind that kiosk, right?
Right.
But this right here is where they're building the new restroom, where that blue wall is.
Right.
So why so close?
Yeah, that's.
Am I tripping, or is that? I feel like that's really close.
That is really close for restrooms. They usually space them and gap them out in between. And it's like, this isn't a real big land where you would need that close of restrooms together.
No.
So it's like, what's the reason? There has to be a purpose behind it. We may be looking into it, but it definitely seems like
it, right?
Yeah, it is.
It could be totally like.
But I think honestly, they may consider removing this. This may be going bye-byes.
Right. If they remove this, right behind that is the animation building. Well, if that animation building in Hollywoodland gets removed for Pandora, this is your walking path, George, to Pandora. So, and that's why they need to offset the loss of this restroom for the new restroom over there where the blue construction wall is. And again, it's all speculation, but I just feel like there's not a lot of conversation around that, and I just feel like it's a possibility. So we'll see.
It very well could be. I mean, what they could even do is like beta test once they open up that new bathroom, along with the expansion, to see maybe like how much of like a traffic that people come in, and eventually that may be the next phase to then take that out for more maybe standing path. You know, how's it going? Got Shang-Chi. But they may remove it, as I said, for more sitting.
Yeah.
Just, walking paths.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. So I kind of find it interesting, So we'll see.
We shall see. And there's definitely going to be more to come to this day. We got a lot more things we have planned. But right now we're just kind of just like walking and talking about the future of the Disneyland Resort. Because as OG said earlier in this segment of the video, was that the 70th anniversary is not just to celebrate the milestone achievement of the past, but also moving forward for the next 70 plus years and beyond.
100%. 100%.
and we're going to be here for it.
No, we'll be here for it. As the kids say, we're here for it.
We're here for it.
100%. So we'll see.
I have to say, it wasn't too bad of a wait there for Mission Break. 50 minutes.
No.
I mean, that's like nothing compared to what it was. It was like hitting up to like 160 minutes there for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, and it's crazy to me, like what they've done with that space, right? Like Mission Breakout, Joe Rody and stuff.
Yes.
How they've transformed that kind of like that light version of the Hollywood Tower Hotel
Yes.
into a gangbuster, unique attraction for DCA. I love that.
Yes.
And we got Five and Dime here. We love Five and Dime.
We do love Five and Dime. Now that's a question. See, because look, they came out from that back stage area, and then it would come over into here that runs into Hollywoodland. So if this becomes Pandora, hypothetically, if they take out the Hyperion and that becomes part of Pandora, that's going to be kind of weird to have Five and Dime go through Pandora just to get to Buena Vista Street.
That's another issue, yeah. So I think they're factoring in all these issues to kind of see what they want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's tough.
So lots of questions we have. We still want answers. We still need answers.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be getting them in the next few months. Whether it's actually on Disneyland's 70th birthday
Right.
on July 17th with the Walt Animatronics show opening, or at Destination D23 in Florida in like late August, early September. If not, we're not probably going to hear anything till D23 2026.
No, 100%.
And there goes the monorail off in the distance. And that's actually the older skin monorail that still has like the Mickey Mouses on it. The Mickey Mice.
The Mickey Mice.
Part of his 90th birthday, which he'll be coming up to 100 soon in the next few years.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm not a big fan of the I'm honestly not a big fan of the decals on the monorails. I think they should be kind of like, done in a way where like they just stay the monorails.
Yeah. Hey.
Good. How are you?
How's it going?
Good to see y'all.
Good to see you. Good to
How
see
you doing? Doing good.
Great, y'all. Have a good day today.
You see ya.
You too. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the decals. I actually love the au natural.
Au natural.
Monorail. Just like I like my castle, au natural. I don't like a lot of gaudy on it,
When was the last time the monorail was just the monorail?
Gosh, dude, like, because I remember them putting that stuff, like the decals on there for like the Year of a Million Dreams, dude. I'm aging myself.
Geez,
like,
that was like 2007.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. So it's been kind of a thing for like a long time.
Just a thing, right?
A thing doing a thing.
Yeah.
And we just ran into Jaron Dale, who is a fantastic content
Yes.
creator. We love Jaron Dale. He's amazing.
Yes. So
Really
shout out
fun.
to Jarendale.
Really fun content. Check him out on Instagram. Really, really good dude. Yep.
Yeah, so definitely, as I said, a lot on the horizon. And we'll definitely be bringing you all the news as it comes to us here on Citrico Central and also its sister channel, Orange Grove 55.
OG 55. Yeah, we do more like podcasting style on OG 55, where we like more in studio, and then out here in Citrico Central, we do more in the field. We should really get that CSI out here in the field.
Yes.
We gotta get that theme song.
Yeah, we really should.
For your Citrico Central, that's the theme song, dude.
That is.
Out here in the field. That's perfect, man.
That is perfect. Nice little jingle.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And then it also begs the question too, like, what is to become like a Mickey's PhilharMagic award winners? Like, does this part stay as like the Hollywood quote unquote that runs into Buena Vista Street, or does all this go too?
That's a big question. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, what happens to it?
And then how do you transition that into Pandora?
Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, I hope they have a creative solution for that. And Disney has shown when it comes to Disneyland Resort, they do come up with a lot of creative solutions because of the limitation of space, right? So the whole Haunted Mansion stretching room is basically done out of necessity to get you beyond the berm. The cool Indiana Jones queue is done out of creative necessity to get you beyond the berm. So there's a lot of examples of that. So it's possible they can come up with something really, really cool. We just don't know. We also don't know. Remember, Pandora is
Hey, Minnie.
based on movies that we have no idea about.
Exactly.
I mean, it's 2 and 3 movies in the future that we don't even know. So there might be some sort of like element in these Avatar sequels.
A California tie-in.
It could be a California tie-in. It could be something else that could kind of answer the question.
And they did say that, yeah, they were going to incorporate the future sequels into this land.
Exactly.
And again, there we have Five and Dime. Shout out to them. Very talented.
Yeah, absolutely. I love them, dude. They're awesome.
Now, we're coming up on a little space right here I wanted to ask you about, because there were some rumbles in the jungle, no pun intended, that there could potentially be Avatar takeover in Grizzly Peak.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a fan of that.
Me neither.
If that is Disney's approach to it, because look at this. This is just like,
Why would you this of all the issues in the California Adventure, Grizzly
this isn't one of them.
Peak is not one of those issues. Why would you replace an area of the park that's already working and working well? It's nice. It's nicely themed, and replace it with another good themed area.
Exactly.
It's a wash at that point, and then you have to figure out the Soarin' issue. It becomes
Yes.
Avatar. Now what do you do with Soarin'? It creates more issues. If you're gonna do it, yeah, replace Hollywoodland. That makes more sense because at least Hollywoodland is a struggling area, so at least you're fixing a problem.
Yes.
But you're not fixing anything by getting rid of Grizzly. You're just replacing it with something equally as awesome. It
Exactly.
doesn't make any freaking sense. So I hope they got really Imagineering Disney. If you're thinking about replacing Grizzly with Avatar, don't do it, please.
Yeah.
It doesn't add anything to the park. Find some other area, whether you want to replace Pixar Pier, which is totally fine, or you want to replace, Hollywoodland. But, replace the areas that actually need fixing.
Yes.
Why are we going in here and fixing stuff that doesn't need to be fixed?
Now tell us how you really feel about the pier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the pier. I love World of Color. I think it's great to have a lagoon show, and you can keep the lagoon if you want, and you can just build something else around it. But I don't know, man. Like to have like a carnival, like an amusement park thing around it, you can see behind the coaster. And I know I'm being like a douchey, fanboy with that, but I don't like it. Doesn't add much immersion to the DCA. I think if you get rid of this kind of amusement parky section of DCA, and you replace it with something heavily immersive, I think you change the DNA and the dynamic at this park. You immediately elevate it to something that's way beyond just kind of like the afterthought that it currently is right now with fans.
Okay.
I think you have to. I don't know. We'll see though. We'll see. Do I think they're ever going to replace it? No, I don't, because I think the normies the soccer moms we always talk about.
They dig it.
They love Pixar up here, so it's very Instagrammable.
Yes.
You know, hey, you know, the young generation, they love the gram. They love posting on the gram, you know. So I'm sure, you know, they probably will never get rid of it because the Ferris wheel and all that, you know, it's a lot of content, you know, like on Instagram and stuff. But I think that as a theme park, you know, douche, I think that I'd rather it be something more.
Yay!
What's
Yay!
Yeah, no, in terms of like, she's great. We rented her what?
Yes, we did.
Disneyland yesterday. She's fantastic.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey. Yeah, but so you know, it's crazy, but we'll see, bro.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We shall see.
We shall see.
I want to take a little rendezvous trip around here because as you were mentioning the pier, but um, that I wanted to just bring up a location that again I think a lot of people aren't really discussing or thinking about, and it's the Paradise Gardens area coming up here.
Yeah.
That what is the future and the fate of this area, because it doesn't really go to anything. It's still part of like the DCA 1.0, 2.0 era. It still has like that kind of carnival based like rides. I can't even really call them attractions.
All right.
And it's like, does it eventually become part of the pier?
Yeah.
Does it become something different and new?
I don't know. We'll see. I mean I mean again, this whole area for me, along with the Pixar Pier proper, is really ugly. You know, I think Disney can do better, and I would love to see this whole area kind of bulldozed, Goofy Sky School included. Big shout out to the homie Tones, Poppy.
Yes.
You know, he loves Goofy Sky School, right?
I do want to still ride that with him before it goes.
Oh, we have to. We have to.
We have to get Tones Poppy into the park.
We have to. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I mean, this whole area right here is not up to Disney quality. So get rid of the Zephyr, the Goofy Sky School, all that. Build a great Mexican village and that Coco Dark ride over here in this little corner. It makes more sense, you know. And give that Coco boat ride that you know, the proper lead up it deserves. Mexican culture is beautiful. You know, the colors, the music, it's amazing, and it's such a huge part of California culture. And you're gonna shove that into behind the Incredicoaster. I'm sorry, man. That ticks me off.
Yeah, you have so much potential with that franchise because it is now becoming a franchise. It's getting a sequel in the next several years.
Yeah.
They're going to expand the storyline, the characters, and it's like, why do that to a great film like Coco? It's my favorite Pixar film.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
And it's like you still have, again, like all this kind of like carnival base, you know, area. This could easily become a little Mexican village tied with the attraction.
Yeah, no, it could and it should, you know, really. Um, but will they? I don't know. You know, uh, you know, that's the issue. I think. I mean, I hope they don't go the lazy route. You know, we talked about a lot with DCA. You know, they like to go the lazy route.
Yes,
and it makes me upset.
And we kind of saw that with a little bit of the New World of Color Happiness. You know,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, which again we'll have a discussion on that separately, because there's a lot to get into that.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot to get into that.
Yeah.
Very. I don't know. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. And then I just have one last stop here before we end our little walk and talk, and that's right here. The Silly Symphony swings. Could that potentially become the upswings at Disneyland Paris?
Maybe they'll move it. You know, I mean, it's weird because if you look here, right? So here's the the Silly Symphony swings, right? This is what we were talking about, George and I, on a recent video. Here's Silly Symphony swings, and if you scroll over here, that would potentially be the corridor for that Symbolot expansion. Very, very close to the Symbolot bridge over Disneyland Way. So is Disney gonna remove the Silly Symphony swings to accommodate the new infrastructure, and that's why Paris is seeing the upswings?
Yes.
And I feel like, look, again, this is speculation, but I feel like it's sort of like rooted in like some sort of like what's the word for it? It's rooted in like logic though.
It is.
I mean, it's right across from the area that could potentially be the walkway onto the new area across the street. And now Paris is getting that ride that sits right here across from this thing. I don't know. For me, I think there's a lot of smoke. Is there a fire? Maybe not.
But there's never a coincidence at Disney.
No, and I feel like it's worth at least discussing. So
yes. And I think this is where we're going to end our walk and talk, because how appropriate to be standing in front of basically a doorway that is basically going to be the new portal, if you will, to the expansion of future Disney California Adventure. And who knows what is going to be beyond this gate in the coming years. Is it going to be Wakanda? Is it going to be Zootopia? Is it going to be Pandora? Is it going to go over here rather than Hollywoodland? We just don't know. As I said, we have lots of questions. Lots of answers need to be answered. But we want to thank you guys for joining us with this another Walk and Talk edition here at DCA, part of the Disneyland Resort. And as I always say in Disney Italiano fashion, stay healthy, stay safe, stay Disney. Italiano out.